Puna,
Niyake.
Janet,
Madawaka.
Halito,
Siyo.
Wina, Hanapi,
Oh, Eyate.
Stongo,
Chakma.
Chimichogma,
Buenos
Mike,
dias. Oh, Matt.
Mike together.
Mike. Yataha.
They just making stuff up. Good morning, coming live from 1950 South Shepherd.
El Reno.
Would you like to introduce yourself? My name is Hoyt Ha Nahishibe.
Nahishive. Maxima Heone.
Now, do you say it? Do you say your name and then Nahishibe?
Oh, sometimes I'll say Nahishive.
Or you put it the other way?
Yeah. Where did you put it?
Um, wherever I was gonna have our producer
Producer.
introduce himself, but I don't know what he's over there doing. Hey, Belinda. Yeah, go ahead. I'm open book. Say it into the mic. Say it into the mic.
Hello everyone. But Barry, what do you call that fruit salad stuff with? I can't with the pink stuff in it. Is it? What do you call that?
Yeah.
The with the Cool Whip.
Yeah.
What do you call that?
Fruit salad.
Fruit salad. That's it.
Or fluff.
Fruit salad fluff.
Well, I've heard it called both. Fruit salad, fluff. Are you a fluffer?
Yeah, pretty fluffy.
Yeah, it's the green. But she makes green. Hers is green.
So it's the pink stuff.
Yeah. Well, only because I use strawberry or grape. Strawberry or cherry jelly.
Natalie Mado.
That's why it's pink, and I add the extra creamy Cool Whip.
Natalie said pink.
Okay, pink.
Yeah,
Pink
I
stuff.
do the tropical fruit. I do fruit cocktail. I throw in some mangoes, mandarins, like thing of the Marishimo cherry.
Maraschino.
I don't know how you say it. Marciano cherries.
Excuse me.
Yeah, a little bit of pecans, chopped pecans. Why you gonna make some?
I don't know.
Don't be asking me about it if you're not gonna get out of here.
I tried to make it once, but it was dry.
Oh my god! You drain your fruit.
I did.
Okay. Well,
Maybe I should have. Maybe I drained it too good.
Oh.
no such a thing. Would you read us the comments, ma'am?
Ambrosia is the actual.
Ambrosia. That's what the name of it.
Ambrosia.
Okay. Who said that?
Before, but it's a different one.
Nah, I just throw it together. I don't know. It's the good stuff. Whenever I make it.
Okay, Natalie said gross mingo.
Oh, my bad. I burped.
Did you? That's the second time you've done that.
I know. We're gonna get kicked
What's up
off.
with that? Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have any more comments?
No.
That's it.
Well, thank you for your whatever kind of question. Just got everybody all juiced up.
So what do you call it? Ambrosia?
Ambrosia, fruit salad, fluff. You're a fluffer, right?
Yeah.
Well, good morning. Coming live from 1950. South Shepherd in El Ghetto, El Reno, the gut.
36.
What? Well, you want to tell us a little bit about your day yesterday?
Oh. About
Anything.
Oh, I got to spend time with the boys a little bit.
That's cool.
Took them back to our meeting spot in Tulsa. But I had a good weekend. I had all the kids. Got to go spend our anniversary with them, so it was a good weekend.
That's cool.
How about yours? How was?
It was good, went down to Alabama with, my significant. And, it's just like camping out. It's a little damp, but I mean, for the most part, I enjoy it. Kind of reminds me of Sundance.
Mm, yeah.
And one of these days, I'll be able to see what actually goes on inside the ring.
Yeah.
But I got to watch them play ball game. It was a good game. I don't know how often, they played a 20 and it was 19-19.
Dang.
Yeah, so I mean, it came down to the wire. So yeah, it was a great experience. Got to watch my nephews play. Ralph, Eagle, William, and Mac. That was pretty cool.
Mm.
But for the most part, yesterday I had a pretty grand experience. I think I spoke about it a little bit yesterday
Yeah.
about going in, and actually I seen Tushka and Courtney when we walked into the STEM office.
Oh, you. Oh.
Yeah, when we walked in, Courtney was coming out and Tushka was just now going to class, and then Jennifer Riggles walked in behind us.
Oh, but.
Yeah, and then my nephew, well, I call him my nephew, Jaden. He's like the office helper.
Mm.
Came out and like escorted us to the.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was like pretty cool. Got to see my boy Danny.
Shannon.
No, I didn't get to see Shannon, but Shannon came and stayed the weekend.
Oh. Cool.
So yeah, it was a pretty fulfilling day, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't mind being honest, and I try to be as real as I can when it comes to kids.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like scare them straight, right? Like, I mean, that would be nice if you could just do that, but I give them a perspective. I don't feel like they hear enough from the actual drug addict and alcoholic.
Right.
Like usually it's somebody, an ally from the other side that helps people get sober. Not so much anybody that like, that is from, lived in El Reno and, sat in the same seat that they're sitting in.
Yeah.
And you just kind of, I remember going to Red Ribbon Week and having all that dare and,
Yeah.
none of that.
The dog.
Yeah. Yeah, none of that stuck with me. Even though I can remember it, it's just different when somebody can and then having all the nieces and nephews come up
Yeah.
like afterwards,
That's cool.
even if we're not related, I know their moms, maybe I was good to them. Maybe there was a youth worker here,
Yeah.
like I don't know, I really enjoy like being able to give back in that way. So do we have any comments?
Oh yeah.
Jen Miller says pistachio salad is the green one. Yummy. Leanna Thomas says, good morning, fellas.
Good morning, baby mama.
Nat says she can't hear you, Melinda.
Oh yeah, she just came in for a quick second.
And then Jen says, good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Brother Michael Duncan says, good morning, brothers.
Good morning, brother Mike.
Good to hear your voices
Mike.
Today, listening in from Northern California.
All right, I was
Yeah.
listening to you this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was tuning in to your show this morning, so appreciate. You had a good share. You had a good share. I like that.
When he tunes in, we all tune in.
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
put it on the
yeah.
speaker, so they have no choice but to have to listen in.
Good job. Uncle.
So I really appreciate. I really appreciate the message. I can always connect with you on the message. Because I've told some of our listeners, like, check out Native Dads Network and check out Mr. Michael Duncan. So
Yeah.
as I'm watching his live, I'm seeing some of our Oklahoma people tuning in, telling him good morning.
Mm.
You know, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But yes, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Well,
He said, "Nice."
no, we didn't have. Usually on Tuesdays, we go to 23rd and MacArthur to Second Chance Thrift.
Yeah.
And you know, we have a spot where the unhoused population can come. You know, we team up with Be Heard and a couple of other programs, and you know, we hand out hygiene and products, sexual health, harm reduction, and then Be Heard. They bring a trailer, and you can take a shower or do your laundry. You know, do a little load of laundry, and so we've been having a pretty good turnout. At least 100 people, coming through and getting products, and also getting tested for HIV and for syphilis, or whatever else is out there. But it got rained out today.
Yeah.
Good old Oklahoma weather.
Flooded.
Good old Oklahoma weather. You never know. You should have seen how Desiree was dressed. She had on the
How
brightest.
AJ got her dressed this morning.
Yeah. All she was missing was the snow boots and the goggles. She looked like
Be like,
seemed pretty
uh,
stoked.
That's
Yeah.
next month.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I was looking back at some memories, and I seen where a couple years ago where it was iced over
Yeah.
at this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you never know with Oklahoma weather. But so we didn't get to go up there today. So we're just everyone kind of looks, because that's our day. We get to go eat out. We try to expose Aunt Dita to some new foods. Where did y'all go? Ichiban last week,
Yeah, what, Ichiban?
and then it was the Greek restaurant before that.
Oh, Zam.
I mean, Zaza. Was that what it was called?
Something like that.
Zam.
Zam Zam.
I've been there. It's pretty good.
So might just get noodles today.
Mm.
I'll share this
Spam?
one.
Yeah, the one
Man.
cup of noodles. So yeah, I see a big.
Yep.
Who's that?
Legend says, "Good morning, brothers. It's a
Good
good
morning.
day to live.
Good morning,
Everyone
sis.
up.
Glory and praise to God. I'm 358 days well today.
Wow, week away.
By the yard is hard, inch by inch. It becomes a cinch. I learned in order to do something you've never done, you have to become someone you've never been. May y'all's day rain with blessings."
Ahoo, ahoo. One more week. Day. You got to take it day for day. But I'm not trying to get you to look too far ahead. But that's got to be quite an accomplishment. 258 days or 358 days. I mean, I remember being around that time and realizing, like, around my 1 year, I was thinking like I kind of knew that I could make it, but everyone's like was talking like it was bad luck, or it's your 1 year, like what? Like I didn't understand like what they, I guess I didn't understand, and I still don't understand. I guess some people believe that relapse is part of recovery, and I don't believe that.
No.
I don't believe that. I honestly do not believe that. But the way people were talking was like it was such a
Did it go by fast or slow?
it went by pretty fast. Whenever I was in California, I mean, for the first 6-7 months, like because you're getting them, your 30 day, your 60 day, your 90 day, your 120, like you're getting all these, like hitting all these milestones. And, and then before you know it, I remember I came home and I got my 7-month here in El Reno. Not long after, maybe 2 weeks after I got back. And, and then I got a job, working with the tribe. And it just, I don't know, like, I would go to work and then I'd get home and then I would go to AA, before I got involved with Wellbrighting. So, like it definitely made things go by quicker. I didn't really think about how long it would really, you're just not really thinking about it,
Yeah.
counting days, getting my 8 month, 9 month, 10 month. Then when you kind of get to a year, then it's kind of, then you got to wait for a whole another year.
Mm.
At some places though, you get to celebrate, like 18 months.
Yeah.
I want to say at Fountain Valley they called that the Weiner chip. Like they would always say, "Is anybody got 18 months?" And people would always say, "Nobody stays sober that long." Like
Mm.
I don't know why they called it the Weiner chip. And then, I didn't get another one till I was getting my 2 years. So
Mm.
I don't know, like when you not really paying attention to it. I don't know. I wasn't as, like in California, that's all that I'm focused on. Until I got a job. After I got a job, then it kind of shifted. I wasn't just sitting there thinking like, I only have like 200 days, like, like you kind of take your mind off of things.
Yeah.
So, it was a good, nice, it was a nice transition. I felt like to go from working in treatment in California to coming home and working with the buffalo and cattle.
Brothers and sisters.
So that was pretty cool. I haven't looked back.
Yeah.
I have not looked back.
Amen.
Do you have any more comments?
It was a couple.
I gotta check. We got a message saying that they lost access to our Facebook account.
What?
But I guess it's Eminem. Eminem says good morning. MNYM.
Eminem.
Eminem.
Yeah. And David Deere said good morning.
Stone Glow.
Good morning. Good morning.
Carrie Nanito says aho.
Oh, Carrie.
What's it say? We lost connection.
I'm checking to see if it's still on there or not. On Facebook.
Yeah. They said they got us covered. Boom.
I can't really see.
Yeah, it's still there.
Oh, we're
Still
still
going?
there. We're still
It's
going.
on Facebook. So maybe we'll check that.
So, do you have anything else coming up, Mingo?
Yeah. I think we decided what we're gonna be for Halloween.
What are you?
I'm gonna be Buzz Lightyear.
You gonna be
Courtney's
buzzed?
gonna be, Jesse.
That's cool.
Yeah. I think Sudo would like it.
She been watching it lately.
Yeah, she likes Toy Story.
We always laugh because when my niece Kennedy was little,
Yeah.
they were like, she needs to be Buzz Lightyear because she looked like my brother. And they call him Buzz Lightyear, but he's buzzed. Yeah, Buzz Lightyear.
Buzzed all weekend.
I think they made her Buzz Lightyear one time.
What did you talk to the kids about your Michael Jackson voice?
No, I didn't get a chance. I didn't really get into like the comical part. Like I was just trying to sell them on the like I was sitting in your chair. I'm sitting exactly where you're sitting, and I told myself I would never be these things. I'd never be a crackhead. I'd never, I watched all my family die from alcoholism. Why would I want that? Like I didn't have a lot of heroes in my life. I just had a bunch of people I was like, I don't want to be like that when I grow up. I don't want to die from cirrhosis. I don't want I don't want to leave my kids, and just kind of took them through my story, going to prison when I was 16, like who thinks when you're a sophomore in high school that you're gonna go get a DOC number, like kind of explain to them, where you end up when you make these choices.
Yep.
How I got there. How the only way I can be sober is I got to look in the mirror and every day and be like, you know what, you are a crackhead. That's the only way I can be sober today.
Yeah.
Is by being honest with myself.
Honest.
And kind of, told them, it's a beautiful thing to watch our people come out of addiction. If you're Native American, you're probably already in trouble if you're getting high every day.
Mm.
If you're turning to weed, smoking weed every day, because not everybody can handle it.
Mm-mm.
I always felt like I had to be high every day. Every day, didn't matter what I did, I wanted to be high. And then the one time that my friends didn't have weed, guess what they had?
Mhm.
It was a no-brainer, that I was definitely setting myself up to be a drug addict.
Mm.
So, just kind of giving them the ins and outs about my journey, about, whenever I told them I have 4 years, 5 months, and 23. Well, yesterday it was 23 days. It's 24 days today. So that's 1,638 days. I believe so. 1638, not 17.
Yeah.
But, just kind of taking them through my journey. Like, I never thought that I would be here. You don't want to be 45 years old and saying you just now been sober 4.5 years.
Yeah.
You don't want to, you got a choice today. Today you have a choice. I made it to where I never, only had one way to go. So take advantage of it, man. But that's all I want
Good
to.
one
I want to hear more from you.
from me about
Anything.
dancing. Yeah. Or smoking. Yeah.
Stripping.
Drinking. Then I strip. Yeah.
And then what?
Then more drinking. Yeah. And then taco stand. Yeah. And then I'm just
Well, should we just go ahead and jump off into this reading?
kidding. Oh, you got anything? Good. You got anything on your heart, Vaseline?
Any burning desires?
No burning desires.
No Vicks.
No nada.
Let's jump off into this reading.
All right. Jump on in it.
You got a book?
Yeah. August 28th.
28th.
Halloween. coming up.
August.
Oh, did I
October.
say August?
October 28th.
October. I was thinking of Augie.
The Augsters.
The Augster. All right. Fall, October 28th. Damn. I don't know why I said. All right. Our religion seems foolish to you, but so does yours to me. The Baptists and the Methodists. How do you say that? The
Presbyterians.
Presbyterians and the
And the
Catholics
Catholics.
all have a different God. Why cannot we have one of our own? Sitting Bull,
Hunk Papa.
Papa Lakota.
Kota.
The Creator gave each culture a path to God. To the Indian people, He revealed that the Creator is in everything. Everything is alive with the Spirit of God. The water is alive. The trees are alive. The woods are alive. The mountains are alive. The wind is alive. The Great Spirit's breath is in everything, and that's why it's alive. All of nature is our church. We wake up in church. We
Mm.
walk all day long in church. We eat with our families in church. We go to sleep in church. My Creator, let us leave people to worship you in the way you have taught them. Uh-huh.
Oh.
Mr. Bowtone, what you think?
I always think back to what I got. Actually, it was whenever we were in Billings and Mr. Duncan got to do the live with David and Woody Blaine.
Oh, yeah.
You remember? And Woody, he said that all these religions are like a spoke. Like think of the world as a wheel. and all these spokes are the different religions, all these different ways to God. And God is the centerpiece that all these things are connected to. They're all tied to that power. And that's when he said that, that's kind of exactly, what I've thought my whole life. I've been to, Jumar and Tylene with the Muslims. I've, experienced all these other religions. Because I wanted to see, I was just interested in how they pray. But who do they pray to? I wanted to hear, these different, I just wanted to be exposed to, and I felt God in all them places. Even though I called him by a different name. And I wasn't, gonna convert over, or, I had to question my own beliefs. But I knew, as a Cheyenne man, I kind of, I've always been taught, like, I did what my uncles did. My Uncle Charlie, my Uncle Duck, like Kenny Boy, Uncle Kenny Boy. I mean, watch what these older men did. My Uncle Robert, my Uncle Frankie. I mean, believed in what my dad believed in. That was the consistent thing in my life, was hearing who these men prayed to. And everybody was that I was exposed to and was in my life, they all believed, Cheyenne way or Kiowa way, or Comanche way, or like
Yeah.
Sioux way, or and so today, that's one of my foundational teachings, is making that conscious contact with the Creator. That's who helps me stay clean and sober. And that's why I like kind of the way that Mahio, that's how you say God in my language. And the way it was explained to me is that he's called the great mystery, because who is anybody to say what God is? He comes in many forms. He may work through you. He may work through Carmelo. He may work through Darian. Dez. Theta. Tatum. Like he comes in many forms. And
Yeah.
so I don't know if I can really sit here and say anything about any other religion. Like who am I to tell you what God is? I know what I believe, and what you believe isn't going to interfere with what I believe. There's nothing that you can say or do that's going to disrupt my relationship with my Creator, because I have him up here and I have him right here. Like how can, like my faith has, my faith has taken my recovery to a place that I never knew existed. And I got friends that got sober through religion. Got a lot of friends, that went to church and got sober. Got a couple brothers that went to the mosque and they got sober. And that's always my thought. If Jesus can make you a better person, then Mahio can, then so be it. If Allah can make you a better person than Jesus can, then so be it. Like people are finding their their higher power, and it's never about religion though. Like whenever I go to AA, I'm not there to convince anybody that my religion's better than theirs, or that theirs looks down on mine. Like, no, like I said, I consult the Creator, and he's brought me to where I am today. So for me to believe, like, what anybody cares about my religion. If you're Cheyenne, then you really don't understand. If you if you're not Cheyenne, you really don't maybe just understand the concept.
Yeah.
But I know when we sit down and we have these talks about who we are and what we believe in, there's a lot of, different there's a lot of different religions in the world. And for me to think that we're not all tied to the same person, like that's a new concept that I've only been practicing maybe these last 4 years, 5 months, and 24 days or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like because there was a time where I'm just like, I'm mad. I have that anger. You know, uh, I, you know, I guess you could say, I didn't know how to have an open mind. I looked down on natives, for the way that they believe. Like I was angry, I was mad, and it just didn't make any sense, to have those kind of resentments. Like I understand that today, but at the time I could make sense of it. So I've seen a lot of different people get sober. I know Buddhists. Like I know Buddhists. It's I've looked into these other religions. I've it it does it really, like it I am curious. I do want to know. Like why do why this, why that, and from my understanding, as long as you can have a higher power, you can definitely find a way to work the steps. And Mr. Soap, Mr. John Soap, he told me he's seen people use a cup as their higher power. And whenever he said that, I laughed. Like, yeah, people can use a cup. And I was like, like what? He's like, well, this is why. He said, because that cup does its job. Like that's all he had to say. That cup does its job. What do you call on it for? To pour liquid in it, and it holds the liquid. And then whenever you need it, all you got to do is grab it, and you can take a drink and set it back, and it's still going to do its job. Like that made, he said an ashtray. An ashtray does its job. Like, and that concept was like so simple. So simple, So I mean, I know there's so many different ways. I used to answer this question with anger. When I talked about Baptists and Presbyterians and like the Catholics, and I used to be angry about that because of how that was introduced to my people. But today, I've forgiven the unforgivable. And if I can forgive myself, I can forgive anybody. So you can't give away what you don't have. So I appreciate that my people have all these different ways to turn. Whether they believe in my creator or not, I'm going to love them all the same. Meet them right where they're at, and hopefully we can find a solution to help them, be able to work their steps or to feel comfortable in a meeting when they say higher power. Because, I got friends that won't sit in the AA meeting because they don't say God. How come they just don't say God? It's like, bro, like it's not about God. Like when you go to these meetings, it's not about religion. And he's a Christian. How come they just don't say God, man? That's why I don't go over there. Well, that's that's fine too.
Yeah.
That's all right too. Like that's me thinking that my way is so important that I got to put it off on you. And then whenever you don't accept it, I got to look down on you. Like that's why they say higher power. They don't want anybody to believe in Buddha, Allah, Yeshua, like all these different Yahweh and like all Jehovah,
Yeah.
Mahayot, and Nakal Bada, Dalki, like there's so many different variations that, who am I to say that mine's the right way? I believe in what I believe in, and that's good enough for me. I have a good life.
Yeah.
That's
Amen.
the only proof that I need.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give it to him.
Yeah. Oh, good
I
job.
know
Good job.
Carmelo's
Good
gonna
job.
have a good one
Oh,
too.
yeah. He's got one right here,
It's brewing, I can tell.
brother Knife Chi. But it makes when you're talking, it makes me think back when I went to I went through. I didn't go through, but I went to Sundance with my grandpa. I watched my uncle Daniel, Bruce, and Evan go through, and then my mom. We lived in a city, so she wanted me to go to a Catholic church. You know how you got to do the before you get
Yeah.
baptized, you got to do a couple classes up to that point, and
Oh, really? You do?
yeah, kind of like
That's cool.
kind of learning how
To
why
do
and
the Hail Marys and all that.
yeah, and what like if you stolen anything or anything,
Oh, how to repent.
yeah, repent. So I went to them classes and I don't know, I had that teacher and I don't know, one day I was getting tired of it and I walked out of class and took off to Robinson Street on 29th. And I was like, man, this I don't know. I was like it made me think about like cuz my brother always talked about, what happened to our people.
Mm-hmm.
It made me angry
Yeah.
and I was like, well, why am I here? Why does my mom want me to be here? And then I learned, my mom where she went to St. Labrie and I was like, well, she made it out. She didn't, get
Yeah.
abused or anything. So I went back. I walked back to the church, and they were like, "Where'd you go?" And I'm like, "Oh," and I wanted to say smoke break, but I was too young. Didn't want them to think I was smoking, um, but I was. Yeah, nah, Jk.
Telling your mom.
No, but not going back and then went through the process, the repent, and then
Did you repent?
yeah, because I did steal a couple like action figures and stuff. The GI Joe guys that come with all the weapons.
Yeah.
I stole a couple of guns because I wanted extra for my GI Joe. I stole it at Kmart in Clinton.
Oh.
Yeah, the buzzer didn't go off. So, yeah, and go through the process, getting baptized, and like you said, just accept being honest and that not just Sundance or powwows and all this benefit dance is the right way to Maheo is the only way. There's other ways, and yeah, that happened with our people, sadly, but it was misleading, misjudging, misleading.
Mhm.
So I believe in that now, and my sons, they're starting to go to church and to Christian church,
It's
and
good.
yeah,
It's good.
I was like, I just talked to him about how that's good. It makes me feel good. Happy that you're learning. You learn more about Jesus and God and the
Yeah.
ways and hearing other people's story. And my other son Ryder was talking about his math teacher, how he grew up with a hard life and
Mm-hmm.
had to drink his own pee and certain things like that.
Wow.
And he think he grew up in Brooklyn, but he became a teacher, moved to Texas, and I think now he's in Oklahoma. And he always says, if you need any help or you need a toothbrush or shoes, then come talk to me. And so, my son Ryder, he really listens to him. So
Looks up to him.
yeah. And we went to the football game, and he was calling him out. And before I could introduce myself, he already said hi to me. So it was pretty awesome. But when you talk about religion and or just the different ways, the praying, they're all praying.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe in that too. And
Yeah.
so yeah, after that, it made me realize when I took off from that class, and I was, now I look back on it. I'm glad I went back. I finished and made my mom happy. Made my whole family happy. So
Mm-hmm.
and able to do the different ways and experience and learning.
Yeah,
So there's nothing wrong with that.
nothing.
So yeah, that's all
That's
I got.
good. And there, that's kind of like what my daughter's going through now, right?
Yeah.
And I told her, like there's something good that you can pull from all these different ways. There's something useful in there. There's
Definitely.
like dealing with my son's death. You know, um, I had he's a pastor, but he's also a facilitator. His name's Johnny Peoples. He came and told me, God lost his son too. If anybody can help you, or if anybody knows how you feel, if anybody can guide you, it would, he knows exactly what you're going through. And like that made so much sense to me, and it's really helped me.
Yep.
How can I, say no, like that? No, there's something useful to me. God is God. Like he comes in many forms, like I was saying.
Yep. Amen.
He comes in many forms. So I like going to church. I don't see nothing wrong with going to church at all. I always want to go and check out like what Rossi's doing.
Mm-hmm.
The brother Rossi, he's doing a lot of great things, and in his religion. And he's a good man. So I mean, there's just so many different variations of what God is, but I'm one of those one God people. So Carmelo, bust it down.
We have several different comments.
Yeah.
I had to look on my phone because that's the connection
Oh.
we lost. Is like for some reason the comments aren't coming up on our thing.
Oh, man.
So Michael Duncan said, "I remember that."
Yeah.
And Cash Cazares says, "Good morning, brothers."
Good morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Marga Perez says, "Good morning."
Good morning, Mark.
Morning.
And Mr. Quentin Sessom says, "Morning, Uncle Barry."
Good morning, nephew.
Farrah Lynn says, "Niake."
Liake.
Yeah. Okay.
Cash says, "I'm blessed to know Maheo. I was raised Cheyenne way by my grandma."
Nice.
Laura Candy says, "Hello, brothers. 2 years and 11 months.
All right, sister.
My
Dang.
creator brought me this far."
Oh, nice.
Brother Kerry says, "Good meditation today. Aho, nice shirt, Barry. I was wearing mine yesterday."
Aho, aho. My butt's stuck in it.
Good job, Uncle.
And
I've been
AJ,
hooked.
AJ Sativa says, "Laughter is good medicine. Aho."
Aho, sis. Aho.
Yep. So that's all of them. I think I missed some of them because my phone closed out, but
But yeah, sorry if we missed your comments.
Yeah.
Our internet almost cut us off, but then it didn't. Now our comments ain't commenting.
Yep.
So we had to go. He had to get on his phone and look on. But go ahead, Mister Knife Chief.
oh man, God is God.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what you follow, no matter whether you're Baptist, Presbyterian, Methodist, God is still God. God is creator, Maheo, and so like I think it's just you guys hit it on the head. It's like it's just key for you to develop that relationship. It doesn't. We're not supposed to judge. We're not supposed to tell people they're not doing something in the right way. Whatever gets you onto that red road and keeps you on that red road, man, just keep on following it.
Stay with it.
I think that's a key part. And like everyone always thinks that has to be like this certain path you have to be on. You have to follow this way. It's the only way that works. But what works for Barry doesn't mean it's going to work for you. What
Mm-mm.
works for Mingo doesn't mean it's going to work for you. What works for me isn't going to work for everybody. And so you could talk to every single person in this office, and we've all had our own path.
Believe it, whole different.
Yeah, everybody has a
Mhm.
different story. Now we have similar things that we went through in life,
Mm-hmm.
but everybody has a different story to recovery. But the one thing that you can center it on is we all had to develop our own relationship with Creator. We all had to develop our own relationship with God, and that's the most important part as you're looking at all this, and the things in the past that our people had to endure over time. Um, that and I'll always tell you is that wasn't from God. That was from people,
Yeah.
and so yeah, there's a hard history that we've came through as a people, and sometimes I think we need to realize that it wasn't done. It wasn't done by God Himself. It was done by people that were acting as representatives of who God is, and so I think that we're all going to deal with people from time to time that represent different things, and they're all going to have different views, and but that doesn't mean you have to take it to heart. You don't have to let it dwell in you and put you down and things like that. You have to allow your own relationship with God to shine forth, and you need to bring that light into the world, and that's the most important part. And that's why I think we strive to have people share their story, because your story could hit anybody. It could hit one person in a crowd of 300, 400, 500, and that's what matters. And so don't be afraid to tell your story, and definitely don't be afraid to share how your relationship with God is helping other people or helping you stay on your own path. So
Definitely.
there you go.
Mado. That's a good one. And it's always interesting conversation. I mean, there's just so many different variations where, I remember a time being mad at God. I remember a time where I prayed, and I probably prayed for more drugs and alcohol. Or I prayed for her. Keep her in my life. And when you're in your addiction and you want these, like, it feels like it's simple wins. You want these simple things, like, and it isn't working out. So then your first thing is it's God's fault. You start blaming God, but what I can see now is that life wasn't meant for me. That's why nothing ever worked out. Like I said, I was sitting handcuffed in back of that cop car, and the only prayer I could think of was to pray for a clerical error in my warrant. You know what I mean? Who prays for that? Was it there? No, yeah, they know how to spell my name. But I was ready to blame God for that. Why'd you make him a good typer that day? Yeah. Why did you give them such a good education? Like, mad at the wrong things, not mad because I'm hanging out at a dope house, and you know what I mean? Like, none of that matters, let me blame God. So I mean, it was at one time, I remember where, I was scared to pray. So today, I've been shown how to let God's will thrive in my life. Like, how can I make this something that's real? And the easiest concept that I could come up with in the beginning is, I may not know what God's will is, but I know what it is. It's not drinking alcohol. It's not doing drugs. It's not, it's not smoking weed. Like, if I want the best from God when I need him, why can't I be the best for him whenever I call on him? And that's why I like sweating, that's why I like to go sweat, it's a purification ceremony. Why wouldn't I want to be the purest I can be whenever I turn to him in ceremony? You know what I mean? Like, to me, that ceremony makes so much sense to me. Like, it's a purification. Like why wouldn't I want to be the purest that I can be whenever I consult him, or whenever there's a problem in my community, or somebody's having a hard time? Like, I'm there to stick up for my people. So why not be the purest that I can be whenever I talk to them? and go in front of them, them grandfathers.
Mm.
So, and then I think about that lodge. Everything comes from Mother Earth.
Yeah.
She provides all the materials that's needed, to conduct that ceremony. So, I mean, the way I like to think about it is those rocks were made millions of years ago.
Yeah.
Millions of years ago, the creator knew that I would be giving all my problems to those grandfathers.
Okay.
Like that's crazy. That's crazy. Like that's how powerful, Mahail is.
Mhm.
And I like thinking about that. It's because of this book, that put that in my head.
Mhm.
And that's an amazing feeling. That's an amazing you know, who would have ever thought? So sometimes, that's this book is another way that God spoke to me. So I mean, means a lot to me. But do y'all have anything else? Do we have any announcements or anything?
Um,
Dairy boy, my son Dairy. Yeah.
We're starting Sober Living starter kits with them.
Okay.
starter kits.
Okay. We do here in Oklahoma. We have the Oklahoma. What does OCAR stand for?
Oklahoma Alliance for Recovery Resources.
Oklahoma Alliance for Recovery Resources. OCAR.org. If you go to that website, OCAR.org, it gives you a list of OCAR certified homes. Because Oxford House isn't one of those homes. Nothing against Oxford House, but that's more of a peer-led house. At OCAR certified, I'm not sure what the stipulations are, but I just know that they have, like it's a lot safer. So we found a grant that we can help out with 2 months of rent a year. So at these OCAR certified homes, you go find one, put in an app with them, uh, and then they send us the app. We for the most part, as we're going along and we're getting more of these houses. We're so the process isn't as bad as when we first started it. Good thing Desi's over there handling that, but um.
Just a lot.
She's huh? Blank stare. Huh?
You're just hot in the corner.
Yeah. Well, but we do, go to ocar.org, but we can help out with 2 months rent, 2 months of rent, two $500 payments. That'll at least be able to help you get started. And then, when you get into sober living, then now we have a sober living starter kit, which has,
Sweetgrass.
some linens, pillow, towel, body wash and shampoo, sweetgrass, recovery workbook for your, yeah, some laundry detergent, just something to get you going, So I mean, we appreciate, just being able to, provide those things. That's a big step. That's a big step whenever you're trying to learn how to put one foot in front of the other. And I recommend, sober living for anybody that's coming back from California, anybody that's just now getting fresh out of treatment, because most time we got to go back to the same environment that got us sick. So, I think it's a big deal. You want to go through that list?
Got my glasses on.
You wear glasses?
Yeah, I'm supposed to.
That's so one.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have any, but I'm supposed to.
Yeah, I just like saying that. Monday. Oh wait. What am I?
Go ahead, Mello.
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead.
So tonight we have our women's group here at 1950. Starts at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
And then tomorrow we have our talking circle from 12 to 1 at the new Oklahoma City Resource Center.
4400
Yep.
West Southwest 21st.
Yep. And Thursday we have our talking circle here at 1950.
Mm.
Starts at 6:30 if you want to come in early.
Good job.
And then we have do we still have our men's meeting on Friday?
Yes.
Good job.
Men's meeting on Friday, 1950 South Shepherd here at the tour office.
Good job,
So-
Uncle.
And then our next
Good
big
job,
thing,
Uncle.
we
Good
have
job,
Sober Seams coming up November
Oh.
4th.
Watch party.
Potluck at 6 o'clock.
Celebrating our sister legend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And watch party
Watch party.
for a
See if she
governor.
makes it.
No.
The governor.
Oh, that's the watch
Governor,
party for the
yeah.
election.
Oh, that's the same day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you hyped?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, just wound up over here. Yeah. All right.
Oh, my
That's cool.
goodness.
That's
So-
cool.
So y'all come out and make sure you're part of that.
Yeah. So, what's going on at Halloween for the kids this week
Yeah.
at Concho?
Tomorrow night is
Tomorrow,
that tomorrow night?
is the Respect
The Respect
Carnival or
Carnival.
whatever they do.
Respect Gym.
at the
now.
Respect Gym. So it will be inside. It'll be cold. It'll be windy.
And then
But yeah, tomorrow will be be time for the
Oh.
kids to have their little Halloween carnival.
And Theta. Yeah.
9 to 11:30. There will be trick or treating.
You, Theta, and Darian be at Okana Thursday.
Oh yeah, Thursday.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah. I ain't scared. Yeah. So what will we be?
Yeah.
What will we be talking about? Harm reduction.
Can't say that no more.
How we get it past the antes.
Antes. Mm.
Wow. No
Mm.
uncles,
No lie. No lie.
just antes. Well, that'll be interesting.
Tell him you're beautiful.
Theta's going first. Yeah, we're just gonna kick back.
Yeah.
I'm going just to take pictures. So.
I'm
That's
going
cool.
to-
Yeah, so we'll be
Right.
Thursday. We'll be at O'Connor. Me, Darian, Dita up there speaking about harm reduction.
Mhm. Where we gonna eat at?
That's a good
Mm.
question.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I thought that was Best Western. Mm.
both.
Nobody had that. Thing.
Both of them.
So yeah, that'll be nice.
Question.
That'll be
They
nice.
Just love us.
But that's all I got.
I meant Nate.
Oh, and today's Cash's birthday.
Oh.
Cash,
Cash.
Tatum's little brother. He turns 13 today.
Oh.
So I hope you got to celebrate with the Chiefs beating the Commanders last night.
Mm.
Smacked them around.
Dang.
It was a good game for a little bit,
Yeah, first quarter.
Yeah, for a little bit. But yeah, so happy birthday, Cash. Hope you have a good day.
Happy birthday.
Hope you,
Hope Tatum's being nice to you.
Yeah.
hope Tatum's
Yeah.
being nice to you. Hope she's
Pack of
not
Coke.
being sad on you.
I hope you eat all your cake.
Yeah, so wishing you a long life with good health, and
Amen.
with all the love that you need from your family, and when you get those things, you'll be a rich man. So, yeah. Mado. Well, like, share, follow, tell your mammy about us, and we will see you tomorrow. Aho.